Optimal living, living optimally.
Welcome to Optimal Living Starts Here. I am Versandra Kenny Brew, your host, and as usual, we are here to empower active duty military veterans and their family members to live more healthy, happy lives, and we do this using a holistic approach. Today, I have a very special guest joining me here in the Beam studio. And you guys are in for a treat. I gotta tell you, we have had a wonderful time experiencing sound, and my special guest is none other than Mr. Jeffrey Oakman. Mr. Jeffrey Oakman is so much. He is a sound practitioner. He is a musician, and he is not just a musician that just says, hey, I'm gonna hit on a couple of pans or pots or something. He's a classically trained musician. I wanna get that out there. Before you even see what he's gonna present to you, please know that he's an expert, and we love bringing experts onto our show. Welcome, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Versandra, thank you.
Did I do it too much? You know, I can't help myself.
You did a great job. Maybe even shot a little bit higher than what I'm qualified for, but yeah, I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes. I really want to take an opportunity and allow for our audience to get to know you a little bit better. And I've had this wonderful experience hanging out with you, talking with you over the telephone, meeting you at Art of Yoga studio. That's where we first met. And I learned so much. So I want to share some of these things with our audience. So first of all, I learned that beginning at age 9, that's when you started to show that musical inclination, right?
Yeah. About age 9, I started on the violin. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity. There was an orchestra at my elementary school, and they were teaching people how to play violin, viola, cello, things to get a basic orchestra going. And I just really took to it. Before then, I had some musical toys as a kid, and I believe my dad played electric guitar some. He didn't do too much. He wasn't shredding or anything, but it was a passion thing. Yes. So I was around music, and now I'm remembering like Christmas pageants at churches or schools or things like that. So always taken by music, always involved somehow.
Yes, that was those creative juices just kind of flowing within you, and you were just looking for your place, and you found, I guess, a wide variety of places that you like to hang out in the music field.
I've been through a lot of different scenarios and different musical experiences. At the beginning, officially with the orchestra and then the string instruments. I started doing theater and choir in schools, just tasting different things, getting different sounds and trying out different types of music. So I like to have a diverse palette of music. I feel like you can learn from many different experiences, many different styles of music. And I try to do that to this day. I try to listen to just a wide range of music, even if I don't think I'm gonna like it, just in case. You never know, or you never know what one thing may make you think of, and then you follow that, and you follow that. It's a continuous pattern of following the muse.
Yes,
really.
It's like that inspiration.
Absolutely.
From inside coming out, you are
Absolutely.
inspired. Ooh, let's get deep on that one. Inspired in spirit. So the spirit is moving within you and just guiding you into trying various elements of this whole music genre. I tell you, audience, you better stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. Unless, of course, you're on YouTube watching. That way you can press pause. But if you're watching on Beam, please come back and don't go anywhere. Just stay here, because we have so much more for you. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with a little bit more about our special guest that is doing amazing things, not only around the Phoenix City and Columbus, Georgia area, but I get it that he's not even from this area. So he's going to tell you more about his experiences in Florida and other places around the world. We'll be right back. And we are back for more with our special guest. I tell you, Jeffrey just has so much to share, and how are we going to do this in a short period of time? We might have to turn this into 2 episodes or something. I'm not quite sure, but we want to give you more, because we know that what Jeffrey has to share with you is definitely going to be something that will touch your heart, and you too will be inspired. But let's talk a little bit about the fact that you began your journey in Florida.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that. You were performing, you probably born and raised there. You went to school there, college, university.
That's right. Well, no, not college, actually. So I'm from Central Florida. I'm from outside of Orlando, and I was born and raised there, and both of my parents are actually not from Florida. Like a lot of people in Florida, they're not from there. But I am from Florida, and I was involved with all different types of musical ensembles and different types of performances in school. I'm very grateful that I was born into an area and in a school system where that was accessible to us.
Yes.
And then I was lucky enough to attend the University of Kentucky for vocal performance, actually. So I was very lucky to go there and experience the very, very talented and very skilled faculty there. And then after that, I actually graduated into the pandemic, so there wasn't a lot of music happening then.
Wow.
So, we took some time off, but also took some time to experiment and experience different types of music, different ways that people use music, and that's where I got my introduction to sound healing and using sound for health and wellness.
Yes. Now I'm glad you brought that up. And that's a nice transition, because, this show is really optimal living starts here. And when we talk about optimal living, we are talking about bringing in the healing arts into every aspect of who you are.
That's right.
We're talking about at work, on the job, we're talking about at home, outside in your experiences when you're exploring the world, in your spiritual practice. And that is exactly what you do with your music as a sound practitioner. You show us how it can be easily incorporated into all of those various areas. And you even do individualized, personalized, customized, private sound therapy sessions with individuals who know they've had some type of clue that this would be beneficial to them. Either they came to an event, maybe they saw something on YouTube, but they came seeking this out and they find you. What happens when a person discovers that you are a sound practitioner? They find, they get a referral or something and they give you a call. What happens?
Well, for the personal sound sessions, I will invite someone in. I have a room set up completely only for the sound sessions. There's the option of sitting or lying down just to be very comfortable, and we'll discuss some on why someone wants to come for a sound session. You go to the doctor because you want them to do something for you. You come to a sound practitioner because you have some reason, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety. I had a friend who wanted to get out of a stuck pattern he felt in his life, and he felt that the sound would be helpful for that. So he came in and we discussed that. I got an idea of what he wanted to focus on, where he wanted to focus his energy and his intention. And that's one of the most important things in this sound field, Versandra. And I know you know all about sending energy and intention towards things, but that's exactly what we're trying to do with the sound. The sound is like a vehicle for the intentions to be sent. So when we go into the session, we talk, and then the client will just be very comfortable, and then we'll spend about 30 minutes with the client relaxing, and then I will do different sound work depending on what they want. For that one, there may be some quick percussion to break things up that could be blocked. We'll bring in some nice harmony, which is very pleasing to the ear and very relaxing to the body. And that brings a sense of calm and peace, which then allows thoughts to flow more clearly, for even the immune system to work better. If you're not so tense and stressed, then all of your bodily functions will work the way that they should. So we'll do about a 30-minute sound session, and then afterwards we'll discuss about what they experienced, how their intention may have influenced their experience, and then we talk more about what you can do going forward. With these sound sessions, the effects last days, and it could be even weeks afterwards as well. And sometimes people will find that, maybe not during the session they felt an immediate shift or anything, but then maybe later that day or a couple days later, something just kind of comes to them. You're kind of illumined or enlightened by the session, or the session may have been one thing to influence this new thought pattern. So that's what it is. We talk some, have a sound session, talk about the experience, and then we figure out a path forward.
Yeah, we're talking about making a difference in humanity. This is for the betterment of humanity. It really and truly is. Audience, I hope you are getting this. And at this point, I would really like to make sure that our audience knows how to get in contact with you.
Of course.
Because I'm sure there's someone watching right now and they're saying to themselves, you know what? He's speaking directly to me. I am one of those people that has pain, or I'm one of those people that may have experienced anxiety or depression, or I am one of those people who have been diagnosed with PTSD. If you are one of those individuals, I want you to consider contacting our wonderful special guest, and he's gonna give you a sample of the work that he does very shortly. But definitely, we wanna share his contact information so you can reach out and maybe schedule your own private sound session.
Absolutely. Well, my name is Jeffrey Oakman, but you'll find me online under the name of Sonic Wellness. So I have a Facebook page up where I post different public events, but I'm always checking that, so that's a good way to get into contact with me. There's an Instagram page, Sonic Wellness, and a YouTube channel, Sonic Wellness. If you want to just get in contact with me through email, it is sonicwellnesscontact@gmail.com.
Woo! Sonic Wellness, that's what it is. That's how
right.
you reach out to my special guest. Jeffrey is just phenomenal, and we're gonna take another quick break before we move into an actual sound bath experience. We're bringing in a little bit of the art of touch and the art of sound so that you can relax. Be right back. All right, audience. I'm sure you have really enjoyed just experiencing a little sample of what my special guest Jeffrey has brought to us today. I wanted to just talk a little bit about that whole experience. Jeffrey, what did you just share with us?
Well, I did a few things. Starting with the tuning forks, we like to start with something gentle. So we might start with a tuning fork or some of the bowls just to get people used to hearing sound. We are coming in from hearing traffic and cars honking, phones buzzing, things like that. So we're wanting to just set the atmosphere and get people ready to really listen. And that's what this sound field is all about, is listening, just deeply listening, more than we usually do. So I started with the tuning forks, which are, in musical terms, they're a fifth apart, which means they're just very harmonious.
Is there a specific frequency that you have for that fork?
Yes, one's a C at 256 hertz, and the other is a G at 384 hertz.
And I brought that up specifically, and I'm sure you can tell our audience a little more about what that means. But we must be aware that although we are listening to some types of music all the time, all music is not necessarily at a frequency that has a healing benefit to it. Am I correct with that?
I would say that the healing comes more from the intention. I will say that there is a lot of discussion about 440 tuning and 432. There's a lot of discussion about it, but I think the most important thing is the intention behind it. You see, the tunings or the hertz is really just a measurement of the waves. So the specific tuning frequency honestly is not that important. It's not going to make or break you. If you find that you just really love the 432 tuning, and I love a lot of music when you hear the side-by-sides of something in 440 or 432, I love the 432. It's a lot of times very warm. But they're honestly, at least from my findings and a lot of other people in the field, are finding that it's not the frequency itself. It's the intention that you're setting, and it's the consistency.
Yeah. See, we're getting some great knowledge. Even I can learn something from this whole thing. This is awesome. So tell us what else we experienced there. There was the tuning forks to get us listening. And then...
the tuning forks, we worked on the euphonic behind me. That comes from a company called Acolyte in California, and this is a very new instrument. It's inspired by the glass harmonica. I don't know if you've ever seen those with the spiraling glass bowls. Yeah, it's inspired by that. So that makes a very pure tone, and that's something that we look for in this sound field, is pureness of tone. So I wanted to go play some of that for the sustained, consistent tones, and changing around within the chords, some more harmonious and peaceful, some a bit what we call dissonant, that sounds like it's clashing. And those clashing chords are actually really good for releasing and breaking blockages, so that you create a bit of tension, and then when the harmony comes, it just relaxes even deeper. So I wanted to go into that. We worked a bit with the what we call chacapas. And that's an ancient tool that is often made with larger leaves from the Amazon, really, actually, is where I've originally seen it. But you know, we don't have the chacapa bush here in
you got one
East
imported.
Alabama. No, what I did is I just went to the park and made it myself out of pine needles.
Wow,
so
this is so cool.
You can really make a lot of your own tools like that. So I wanted to bring that in. It brings an element of nature and the earth. It's grounding. With the koshi chimes in the back, which is just really, really peaceful, really dreamy. So I thought that would be good. Then I came in with the 2 bowls. These bowls, again, are a fifth apart, just like the forks,
Right.
which the fifth is one of the most harmonious intervals you can have. So I wanted to place that on either end of our client's head so that the vibrations would be coming towards the brain from both ends and really just even things out.
Right.
And then I finished up with some playing on the hong here. And that's a beautiful instrument that originates from Switzerland, actually. And that itself is also tuned very, very precisely to
really
produce the
good.
most beautiful
Yes.
tones that it can.
Oh my God, it was wonderful for me. I was like, okay, I'm really here.
Well, good. Good. Good.
That's good
I'm very happy
stuff.
to hear that.
Oh my goodness. What I am really sensing is that you are using some of the modern musical instruments and you're blending them with some ancient instruments and you're
Absolutely.
creating this amazing music and sound vibrations that are really, because our body has memory.
Absolutely.
And the memory goes beyond even this lifetime, if I must say.
No,
And I'm
absolutely.
sure you're familiar with that. But the reality is when you stimulate it, that energy here, then you can literally affect maybe some things that happened in past lives. If that's
true.
what you believe. But it's through my, oh my God, 23 years in the holistic health
Yeah.
world, I've had the opportunity to study so many various forms of healing. And I do believe that we do carry on things from past lives into the next. And when we are able to shake things up, like you were talking about, with the, come on, tell me what it's called again.
The chacapas.
Chacapas.
There you go.
When we shake things up with the chacapas.
Shaker.
Yes. Oh my God, it's wonderful. We can move that energy and cause for a change to occur that might shift our whole reality. Oh my God.
No, you're absolutely right. And this this sound healing field, it's coming very much into popularity around now, but it is an ancient practice. Ancient cultures have been using sound, whether it's in a
The drum in
whether it's in
Africa.
in Africa or other shamanic traditions.
Yes.
The Greeks used sound. I don't think there is a spiritual tradition that doesn't have some aspect of sound. And when we are tuning into that, we are, I believe anyway, able to connect with the past. And we're doing something that is very ancient that all of our ancestors have done.
Yeah. And I'm like, I started going to church there for a minute. I was like, okay, even in the church, we're putting it in.
Well, we'll keep doing that after.
Yes,
after we cut. Yeah.
forever. But yes, this is so good. This is so good. Audience, I hope you are enjoying this information that you're learning about sound, maybe even more than you've ever known before. But sound therapy is something that is growing these days. And because it has such a wide range of benefits for individuals that might be experiencing pain in the body, issues in the mind, and even spirit, I really want you to consider this and just go a little bit more deeply into your exploration of what sound can do for you. We're going to, at this time, make sure that you have more information about how to reach out to my special guest, because Jeffrey has so much to share with you on a personal level. He's going to tell you a little bit about some events that are coming up right here in the local area, so you don't have to go far to find an experience like this. You can just get in your car and go a couple of miles and be right there present in a room with other individuals exploring this as well, because we know that some people may not want to do private sessions per se until they've tried it in a comfortable space with others. So this is what we're going to move into next as we talk about what's going on with you in the local area?
Well, yeah, we talked about some of the private events, but I do also do a lot of public group sessions. A lot of those take place at some of the local yoga studios and other locations. Coming up January 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Art of Yoga, we have what I'm calling the Serenity Sound Bath.
Woo!
And there, right there, we're going to be focused on just relaxation, peace. Sometimes with the sound sessions, an intention can be to dig a bit deeper and try to invite some maybe new insights that sometimes can be a bit, I'll say, uncomfortable.
Change.
Change is always uncomfortable. That's true. But with this one, full relaxation, we'll actually start with a full restorative yoga flow, and I will be facilitating some sounds during that to help flow and loosen up any blockages, really just to get as deep as possible. And then we'll go into just a relaxed sound bath for the rest of the time. So that is at Art of Yoga, January 28th from 2 to 4 p.m. That's going to be there. And if you can't make that, don't worry. February 4th at Plug and Play Namaste on Broadway in Columbus as well.
Yes.
We will be doing a full moon sound bath. The full moon will be happening that weekend. So we will be coming together and having a sound experience, having some gratitude given to the moon for that.
Yes.
And so that'll be another good time at Plug and Play Namaste on Broadway in Columbus on February 4th, 1:30 to 3 p.m.
And I'm sure there's so much more as we go, because we're just in the beginning of this new year. But I'm sure there's so much more on your Instagram and your Facebook page. We're talking about the Sonic Wellness page. That's where you want to go so that you can find out what's next in this community as it relates to sound baths and sound therapy coming from our special guest. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our wonderful audience of military families and friends and those type of things? You got anything else you want to share with them before we close out?
I think I just want to say that, some of this stuff, the chakapas, the hung, some of these things are a lot different from what you've seen before. They're not a drum set and a guitar, things like that you may be used to seeing for a band. But I do want to stress that there's something here for everyone, and everyone can benefit from this work. It's not just for a wooey crowd. Like I've heard, everyone can benefit from just coming and relaxing and listening to some healing, calming sounds. It's really for everyone.
And just being in a different space.
Absolutely.
We talked about change is not easy, but sometimes if you just get out of your norm, what you've experienced day to day on an ongoing basis, and do something different for a change, you will find your body, mind, and spirit is pleasantly aware of the change, and it might invite that for future reference, because we want to grow and expand ourselves and our consciousness and become these dynamic, phenomenal people that we are truly in this world. And so we do this by exploring new things, trying new sounds and energy, and long as the intention is good. Intention, and my intention is all about love. If we can keep that as the focal point, then we will not only feel better, but we will do better in our world as we interact with others. This has been an absolutely fun session. I thank you so much, Jeffrey, for joining us here in the studio for Optimal Living Starts Here. And for now, we want to just tell you, peace out.